Awesome. So my goal here today is to share with you what type of solutions are you building so that AI agents can perform transactions in payments on the internet using blockchain, okay? To give you some context, why is this relevant? Why are we looking to allow AI agents to make transactions on the blockchain? Well, I'm pretty sure everyone here is excited about how the internet works today. We have access to basically a lot of things for free. Content, education, communication, a lot of things work in the internet for free, basically because we pay with our data or because they pay with ads. We click, we see ads, and this is kind of the basic for the whole economy. But with AI agents, everything is changing. Basically, AI agents are reshaping how we interact with digital products. Very similar to how a smartphone did 15 years ago. And things are moving and changing very, very fast. So imagine that you're traveling to a new city. With an AI agent, very soon you'll be able to book for a new experience. So let's say a concert that you want to watch. You'll also be able to use an AI agent to book for your hotel, also book for your flight tickets. Everything done by an AI agent, paying for those transactions without asking you to go website by website, doing everything by hand, everything manual. But how do we prepare the whole internet for this type of economy? And how do we create a structure that allows agents to actually perform transactions and make payments on your behalf in a way that is safe and that everyone trusts? Knowing that AI agents, they don't click ads, they won't see banners, they will just need to pay in a very fast, secure way. So this is basically what we're solving for, and this is what we're covering here today. So I'll briefly describe what an AI agent is, and I'll also mention what's the state of stablecoins today, given that stablecoins is one of the key pillars to make this new economy work. And then I'll finally share a couple of solutions that are being built by big players to allow for this new agentic web, covering cases of Shopify, Coinbase, and Stellar. At the end, because it's a mute keynote, I'll be happy to take questions at the end. And for whoever has good questions, we'll give a lot of nice swags. So wait until the end. And for those who haven't met me yet, I'm Marcelo, CEO of Cheesecake Labs. We are a software design engineering consultancy company. We've been in the market for more than 12 years, helping our clients to solve different problems with technology. Anything from mobile, web, blockchain, and AI. And for over the past 5 years, we've been a Stellar integration partner. So there's a lot that we have built on the Stellar blockchain network. If you want to know more about Stellar or about the use cases we have built, just reach out at the end as well. So coming to AI agents, and starting from the very basics, I'm pretty sure that everyone here has already used ChatGPT or any LLM, where you basically provide an input, the LLM processes the information based on your request, and you have an output. This experience is so amazing, and it has so much value that basically ChatGPT in 2022 was the application that reached 1 million users in just 5 days. The adoption was huge, and it's moving forward faster than ever. Moving forward, you can also do one step further, and you can basically do AI workflows for basic automations. So you can basically ask an LLM to connect with your calendar. You can also ask the LLM to connect with the weather, for example. And you can also ask the LLM to, for example, just convert the text to an audio so that you have this workflow defined. And then you can use this workflow over and over and over again. And this is amazing to create a better efficiency in your operations if you're doing one thing over and over and over again. But things are evolving very, very fast. Right now, AI agents can already reason and act. And that's huge. Basically, you can provide a goal. You can say your intention. You can say what you're doing. And the AI agent will basically ask you more questions if they need. They will actually reason through it and understand and decide what they need to do. So you don't need to you don't need to ask specifically. The AI agent can decide by itself. And the AI agent can actually select what type of tools they want to use to better accomplish the goal that they're doing. So imagine you're traveling somewhere else. The AI agent can understand that you have 2 free days. So the agent can look for one experience, either a concert that you want to go, or a restaurant, for example, and based on our preferences, they can book that restaurant, or they can actually purchase the ticket for you. All of this can already be done by some LLMs, and this is evolving fast. So it's just a matter of time over the next months and years until the whole experience in how we use the internet today changes. And we need to prepare for payments as well. Because from an e-commerce perspective, we also need this infrastructure and a couple of solutions to allow an agent to act in a way that you trust your agent, so that you can set what type of limits in terms of daily transactions, what type of purchases, or what's your preferred budget for hotels, for example, so that you can trust that your agent will act upon certain constraints. Merchants on the other side, they also need to trust that that agent is acting on your behalf, and it's not a fraud bot, for example. And also we need to have some sort of payments infrastructure that allows for payments to be fast, to be super, super cheap. And this whole ecosystem needs to act and work in a way that is very integrated for everyone to work. So how do you solve for this? Well, one key pillar is stablecoins. And how are stablecoins today? So the whole ecosystem has evolved a lot, and we are super grateful and happy for this. And over the past couple of years, some regulations have evolved so that more and more players have issued stablecoins, and the adoption has been increasing over and over. Right now, the Genius Act that was launched in the US a couple of months ago is allowing and is engaging more and more institutions to issue and accept stablecoins. Right now, we have more than 250 billion stablecoins pegged to US dollars, and this trend is just increasing. We have more and more companies either accepting and adopting stablecoins, and more companies also looking to issue stablecoins. So given that AI agents are evolving fast, given that stablecoins are already here, they're evolving, what type of solutions is the market already creating to allow for this agentic web in the e-commerce and payment space? Well, I want to start with one super interesting case from Shopify. So basically 2 months ago, Shopify just announced that right now they're accepting USDC for payments. And this is huge. Shopify is the largest e-commerce in the US, and as they are now accepting USDC, merchants can also receive payments by USDC and hold it. So you as a person, as an user, you can pay with USDC, or you can start to trust an AI agent to pay with USDC on your behalf. And as the commerce is more and more using paying and receiving in USDC, the economy starts to shift to an environment where there is less and less need to rely on and off ramps, because the whole economy can already stay in the blockchain space. So this solution is already live, announced by Shopify 2 months ago, so more and more companies will start accepting this. Also, Coinbase just announced 2 or 3 months ago that they are now supporting USDC payments over HTTP. This is also huge as well. This is a huge evolvement on how internet exists today. That basically means that either you or your AI agent can hit a website or hit a server. That website can give you a request saying, hey, if you want to access this data, this information, there's a cost of 0.03 USDC, for example. And then you or your agent, you can just accept and perform this transaction. One facilitator, Coinbase in this case, will perform this transaction on the blockchain, and then the website will receive the payment and you will have access to the data. So this has been recently launched by Coinbase, and over the upcoming months, more and more people will be using these solutions to allow either you as a person or for you as an agent to act on your behalf and to provide payment. And finally, we are building SemanticPay on Stellar. SemanticPay is a payment infrastructure layer that allows for any apps or LLMs to use this infrastructure to make payments in a very fast and secure way on the blockchain. So basically, if you want to purchase a flight ticket, if you want to purchase a ticket for a concert or a hotel, or if you want to pay for a data which is private and that requires a payment, this infrastructure solution will allow for this to happen on the Stellar network. This infrastructure is already live on testnet, and right now our next steps is to evolve creating SDKs so that more apps can very easily connect with this infrastructure, and also SDKs so that merchants can connect to accept payments via this infrastructure as well. So right now, I'll make a demo to briefly show how one new product, for example, can leverage this infrastructure to provide payments on the blockchain. So let's imagine that you are using, you're not listening. Is it better back? Awesome. So let's imagine that you're using your preferred LLM, ChatGPT, Claude, or any app that you're using that has an LLM. You can basically do whatever you want. Let's say you're about to purchase a shoe, or because you want to go to a wedding. Once the LLM has helped you choose which product you want, tem outro com mais bateria? Is this better? Awesome. So let's say you're traveling and you need a new shoe for a wedding or something, and then your LLM has already given you this experience of choosing that based on your profile. For example, this Adidas is the best one for you. Instead of going to a different website to make the purchase, you can actually allow the LLM to make the purchase on your behalf. So how will this work? You need to basically, if it's the first time you're using, you basically need to connect your Stellar wallet or create a new one if you don't have it. And if it's the first time you're using, you need to first authorize your agent to sign a transaction for you. This basically means that from a smart contract level, we are adding an identity for that agent, and you're allowing that agent to make transactions on your behalf. So once you have your Stellar wallet connected or created, once you have given permission for this agent to sign transactions on your behalf, the transaction will happen. So it might seem like from a UI perspective that you're just doing like another transaction in the blockchain, but it's a very different use case because you're not performing a transaction yourself. You're allowing someone, in this case an AI agent, to make the transaction on your behalf. So this might sound creepy, right? Because it's an LLM and you think, so of course, the Stellar network, given the Sorbonne smart contracts, it does have a lot of capabilities that allows us to give some sort of constraints and limitations so that you can feel comfortable in using this agent. So you can set, for example, what type of spends, what are the caps in terms of like daily limits or maximum transaction purchase or monthly limits. You can also define, for example, that, hey, this is the type of hotels that I want to book. This is my maximum budget. This is my preference. I only want you to make purchases on merchants which are from this category and not on this one, so that you can feel safe, that you still have control on whoever is doing a transaction for you. If something happens, if you want to pause or revoke the control, everything, all these type of controls are basically possible on Stellar based on the Sorbonne smart contracts capabilities that are available today. Awesome. So the key message that I want to share here with you is that for any digital products that you are building, have in mind that there's a new type of user, a new type of persona that you need to engage. So remember that AI agents are already here, and it's a trend that more and more products will be used by AI agents. This is why basically all the products are creating capabilities of basically creating connectors called MCPs so that agents can connect with Slack, they can connect with your data, they can connect with your apps. So for any digital product you're building, make sure to remember that your product should be used and will be used by other personas that are not us, but people who are agents actually which are acting in our behalf. And then of course, if your product also involves payments, then make sure that your product will be able to be used and transacted and paid by an agent and not only by a person. An agent cannot fill a form to use a credit card, for example. An agent will not like click buttons. This is not how the best experience looks for agents. And there are a couple of solutions, including on Stellar, that allows for these solutions to be launched in production. And I also want to mention a quick reminder that Stellar has a global flagship event called Meridian. It happens every year in a different country. Over the past few years, it happened in Mexico, Italy, Spain, and UK. And this year, we're very, very excited that for the very first time, it will be hosted here in Latin America. And this is a huge recognition for us to show that actually Brazil and Latin America has been a huge ecosystem in terms of adoption of blockchain. So for anyone who wants to know more about this event, you are happy to join us in our booth. We have a couple of discounts, a couple of swags as well. And if you apply today, we have specific discounts and swags. And if you have questions, I'll be waiting here for like 5 or 10 minutes, so happy to take them in English or Portuguese or a couple of languages. And if you want to connect with us at Cheesecake Labs, so if you want to know more about how your product can be built with Stellar, or how you can allow your product to be actually connected with AI agents, I'm happy to connect and explore as well. Thank you.